Pranams and very good evening to one and all. Welcome to this 197th day of being heartful every day. We are in week 29 and exploring the quality of surrender. As we move on into the session today, a gentle reminder to go through the activities that were shared with us today and try to practice them, try them out in the coming week for us to dwell deeper into this quality. I would like to start this session by reminding ourselves of sharing the link for master classes to spread the message of our masters to one and all on this planet, and also to share the link of being heartful every day with our friends and family to help them deepen their practice. Here we shall now continue reading from where we left yesterday. We were reading the article Becoming Whole by Daji, where we mentioned that we can also work on the numerator by adopting the five niyamas. To move forward, these yamas and niyamas can only really be practiced in our relationships with others in everyday life. They are not for ascetics who renounce society and worldly life. When we look at the Adizi's quotient in this light, we can replace the niyamas in the numerator and the yamas in the denominator. In other words, to reduce the denominator and increase the numerator for maximum integration, we can say success is the functional integration of Soch, Santosh, Tapas, Swadhyay, and Ishvara Paridhan. And the denominator is the yamas Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. How to cultivate the yamas and niyamas? But then comes the challenging part. How to cultivate these yamas and niyamas? Let's take the first yama, non-violence. Is it easy to remove violence from every situation? Violence doesn't just mean killing. It also means getting irritated by another person and snapping at them, or passively, aggressively ignoring a person when you don't like them or they disagree with you. As we start to work on our behavior, we become skilled at subtler forms of violence, thinking that we have overcome it when really we are just more potent antagonists. The second yama, truthfulness, is a tricky one because there are as many universes as there are people. We all have our own perception and awareness of truth. We don't actually reach a stage we don't actually reach a stage of absolute truth until far along the spiritual journey, when all the colorings or layers are removed from view. This yama is totally dependent on spiritual practice and the resulting expansion of awareness. With the third yama, Non stealing, most of us would say, I don't steal. But when we reflect, we realize that it impacts many aspects of our lives. For example, our current environmental crisis, climate change, and the mass extinction of species are a result of our stealing from Mother Earth without restraint. Osho challenges us by saying that most of us are stealing most of the time. It may not be money, land, or possessions. We steal other people's thoughts and words. He says that most of our knowledge and opinions are stolen. The first guide of heartfulness, Lalaji says, taking more than what is rightful is also stealing. If we hoard something that is not useful in the present, but we keep it for the future, that is also stealing, because it may be useful and necessary to someone else when it is useless to us. Collecting for the future more than is necessary for the present is also stealing. And Swami Vivekananda writes, receiving is just as bad as stealing because when receiving gifts, the mind is acted upon by the giver, destroying the independence of the mind of the receiver. Major industries rely on the stealing mentality. For example, the world of fashion relies on us wanting to look like someone else by wearing the same clothes or having the same hairstyle. But non stealing is only the beginning. We can also move to the next level of this principle, generosity and a giving nature. For example, when we are empathetic, compassionate, loving, and when we give more than we receive, we will also be more helpful. The fourth yama is moderation of the senses and sensual tendencies. Given that we interact with the world through our senses, it is involved in everything that we think, feel, and do. Brahmacharya is about purity of intention and conservation of energy. And sensuality is not only associated with sex. Our senses can be stimulated by food, clothes, drugs, digital technology, or any other pursuit that leads to desire based indulgence. It refers to moderation in all areas of life. With spiritual practice, we may reach a stage where there is no longer any pull of the senses, and this is known as uparati. As with everything in yoga, there is a stepwise progression, beginning with restraint and self discipline and arriving at the effortless and joyful freedom of uparati. A person who has reached a high level of moderation has an extremely light footprint on the earth and does not disturb anything or anyone unnecessarily. With this, let us take a pause now and prepare ourselves for the universal prayer. Let us all settle down and gently close our eyes. Let us take a deep breath within and breathe out. Let us take a deep breath within and breathe out. In this space, Let us connect to ourselves and everyone on this universe and pray that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. आइए हम सब मिलकर ये प्रार्थना करें कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. very slowly and very gently. Bring your attention back to the present state. When you feel comfortable, gently open your eyes. We are coming towards the end of the session today. And before closing, a gentle reminder for all of us to note down any reflection that we have for the day in our journals. Also, to retire to bed with our bedtime prayer. See you all tomorrow at 6 a.m. हमारे साथ आज जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हम कल सुबह प्रातः 6 बजे फिर मिलेंगे. आप सभी का धन्यवाद.